name is Charlene. Um, I am Skoltmish, I am Salewat, and I come from the villages Aslan and Utsnach. Aslan is also known as the Mission Reserve, part of the Skoltmish um, people's villages, and Utsnach is also known as the Brag Reservation, part of the Salewat villages. And I'm very proud to come from both. And I'm very honored to have been asked by Vines Festival to share the little bit that I know about our history of David Lamb Park and some of the surrounding area. And I kind of started off by saying that I had a conversation with one of my language teachers, and Salem. He's one of my friends, and he was sharing with me that David Lamb Park is relatively new to our people and to Vancouver City, because False Creek used to extend about 2 kilometers east towards Clark Drive. And that kind of blew my mind, because who would imagine while you're walking around at David Lamb Park that would have all been water at one point. And I was also saying that David Lamb Park is really close to Sanok, which was one of my ancestors' permanent villages, and it is currently on unceded territory. And Sanok it's located near what is now Vanier Park and Kitsilano neighborhood, and even Iyaltmuch, Jericho Beach. It was a place where a lot of my ancestors loved to go fishing, and they would enjoy other summer activities, but there was a permanent village established there by one of our ancestors, Chief George. And him and his people, his family, built houses. He built a longhouse. They built orchards, garden plots. And then many Squamish families moved there, including Chatsalano August Jack, who has, he wrote a wonderful resource. It's called Conversations with Chatsalano. And if you're more curious about learning more about our Squamish people and our Washpamas, the way that we did things, his book is one of the tools that you can use to learn more yourself. And so basically, I'm just really grateful to Vines Festival for consistently providing safe spaces for more of the unrepresented and unheard voices to share things that are important to them, share things that they connect with, and share things that speak to who they are as a person and to who maybe their communities are and who their people are and their heritage, their cultures, especially during these times, beyond this pandemic, which is very serious. And, I really hope everybody is still taking it seriously while walking around David Lamb Park. But beyond this pandemic, there's a movement now happening, and I feel it's important to speak to it in the position that I'm in, because it's the Black Lives Matter movement, and it's also right now a lot of BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, people of color voices are being amplified finally, and a lot of our histories are being shared more, and even if it's histories that make people a little bit uncomfortable. This is true to us. This is true to our people, and a lot of this is recent. It goes back to my grandfather, and he was put in residential school, and so that's my grandfather, who's still alive to this day. And the last residential school closed in 1996. So it is important. It is very important for us to have our voice and to speak our truth. And I feel as though the Vines Festival, they really provide the space for us to do that in an unashamed way. We can just be ourselves and we can talk. And every year I hear my friends or family members coming and sharing their experiences, and I've always wanted to be a part of it. And this is kind of the one way that I can do it this year. I know it's different. I'm sure everybody's working so hard to try and make this an enjoyable experience for everybody. So I just really want to raise my hands, and I do want to, welcome everybody to David Lamb Park, and to use it in a good way, utilize it in a good way, and have good feelings when you go there. And always remember, it is unceded territory, and remember to just be very respectful of that history that's there, because it was not too long ago that our people had a permanent village at Sanok, and there's just a lot of history that I feel like I could go on forever right now. But that is a little bit I'll share about David Lamb Park today, in relation to what I've been taught, what I've heard, what people have felt they could share with me. So Chinquaman Tomi, Quisna, Tukwai Seats. Thank you for listening to me. Tumatakwatsin Snachum. Those are my words for now.
Great, thank you so much, Shailene George. I got to meet you earlier this month with one of our balls we did on July 29th. And it's really great to have you. And even before that, we did some other events and some other functions where we brought you in. So it's great to see you here again via pre-recorded Zoom online stream world. In addition to our land acknowledgement that Shirlene did so beautifully, I also want to acknowledge the cultural relevance of what we're going to be sharing today. Ballroom culture comes from the trans, Black, Latin, and queer folk of New York, starting in the late 60s. And especially at a time, like what Shailene said, that is quite heavy and sensitive, and really reevaluating the systemic racism in our society. I think it's important, especially when we're learning about forms like ballroom culture, to delve in more and to ask more questions and to research and to search instead of just consuming. This is a form of culture that right now in society and mainstream culture is so it's being so used and appropriated and taken by people that don't know. So I ask you all today, after today, or hopefully even before today, that you do some research about ballroom culture. Maybe past just watching Paris is Burning, past just watching like Pose or Legendary, but see what else is out there, and find the ballroom community in your area. I'm just going to introduce myself really quick. My name is Ralph Escamillan. I'm the founder of Van Vogue Jam, and we're a nonprofit organization that's been going in Vancouver for about 3 years now. We host free Battle Nation Vogue classes and Vogue balls, and we also find ways to bring in judges from New York, LA, Toronto, all across the ballroom community globally, hopefully in the future, to start creating this kind of conversation of a global ballroom culture. And this is a great segue to introduce our judges, which are also from around the continent. We have our first judge, Brandon, House of Flora, from Portland. So let's get Brandon up on here, on video. They got to wear a mask today, so.
Hey, what's good, y'all?
Let's get that video up too.
You see me okay?
Just 1 second. I don't think we see you right now. And just as we're waiting for Brandon's video to come up, everyone, if you wanted, if you're on Zoom, feel free to play with either choose the gallery view for your viewing. Yep, there's Brandon. We see you. Yay! Do you want to say anything?
Just here to say, hey, thanks for having me be a judge. I'm very excited. I can't wait for the next round of contestants. It's gonna be hot.
Give me a fire, burning. Yay! Thank you so much, Brandon. Yeah, great little tangent that we didn't talk about is this is our second round of 2 rounds of our eco mini ball. And the first round we did was all water themed, and this one will be forest, which we'll talk about in a second. So we have all the judges, we have top 6 from each category coming up to compete again. Our third judge is Shailene Siriano from Montreal. Let's get that video up.
Yeah. Hi, you can see me? We're good?
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. I'm super excited to be here. I can't wait to see the cats. It's going to be hot. It's going to be hot.
That's all. And Shailene, you also walked a ball recently. You walked one of the balls recently.
I did. I walked the home improvement ball and I won.
Yeah. And you got a grand prize. And so do you want to give the viewers a little bit of like how it's like walking a ball online as opposed to real life? Like what's the difference? Or
oh my God, it's so much more stressful. So much harder because you're just sitting, and I felt like you didn't really have the vibe of ballroom to kind of have your back there. So it was crazy, but it was super fun. I'm super happy it happened, and it was such a good experience. So I definitely recommend to everyone. Shout out to Van Vogue Jam for the ball. It was really cute.
Yay. I'll break down the effect for this category. So the first round we did all water themes. So with all the political connotations towards water, and this time we're working with the forest green is the theme. Yeah, so I'll take a little breakdown for the judges and for everyone in the audiences to figure out what we're looking for the effect. So our breakdown says forests take care of us by providing fresh air, shade, beauty, and reprieve. How can you honor them with your looks? We asked you to ethically source your materials, avoid using fake plant life, try creating with invasive species to make space for native plants, research ethibotany. Am I saying that right? Consider the forests are being clear globally. Eagle nests and ecosystems are losing their homes. We thank the global indigenous community. We thank the global indigenous community for protecting forests for all of us, honoring those in Brazil, and those in Brazil that are dying to do this at this exact moment. So let's get our first. Actually, do you want, Shailene, since you're a face girl, do you want to talk about what face is really quick?
Oh my God, I would love to. So face is face. It's all about the skin. You need to have the structure, the smile, the teeth, the nose, kind of the whole thing. But you also have to be able to sell it. Like you can have face, but if you can't sell it, do you have face?
Yeah.
Well, no, you probably still have face, but yeah, so that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the whole package.
Great. Okay, so let's get our first category, our first competitor. We have Haley 007. Yes. Okay. So I guess before we go in, let's talk about just the scoring system, how we're doing the scores. So we're gonna do a scores out of 20. So 10 for your effect, so which is the theme of the ball, like how you interpret the theme for your look, and then 10 for your category breakdown. Yeah. So I guess for me, I know Haley. Haley's done a lot of our balls in the past. And I really they always come out for the face. They always got the effect going, and I really appreciate her effort and her work. For category, I'm gonna give for the effect, I'm gonna give Haley. I'm gonna give her an 8. I enjoyed the use of going out into the forest. I just felt like I think she was there wearing like some fur thingy, which I think is maybe a faux pas for this specific category, and I would love to see more incorporation of the forest into their effect. And then for the category, I feel like her face is pretty flawless to me personally. I just think she could have served it a little bit more. So I think this round I would give her an 8 as well. And just so you know, there is a note for Haley's video. So this song is called "By the Croft" by Joachim Karud. Just so we, a little note they will put out there. Okay, Shailene.
I am a phrase girl, so I'm gonna be a little bit stricter than you.
Sure.
The effect. I definitely liked the fact that they were outside. I thought that the scenery was giving it. Again, the fur, was it ethically sourced? Would love to know that. So I'm gonna give them a 7. I still thought it was cute for sure. And then for the category itself, I thought that they sold it. I liked the way that they had the whole boom, boom, boom. I like that. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with my 7 for the for the category as well.
Work. Hey Brandon, how you doing? Can we get your little judgment? Brandon is just might be preoccupied at the moment, so we can get back to Brandon in a second. Shailene, how is it like in Montreal right now? What's going on? What's the weather like? I heard it's raining.
Oh girl, I'm actually in BC.
Oh yeah, shoot. Okay, yeah, I forgot.
I'm back in BC. I'm in Penticton, and the weather is beautiful. It's gorgeous. I had a nature day. I was getting ready for my day today here, so it was cute.
That's great. And do you want to talk a little quickly about the House of Siriano, what the House of Siriano is, just to talk about your house, your Kiki house?
Yes, absolutely. So our Kiki house was founded by Twisted Miyake Mugler, who's now our Siriano father. He's the Toronto chapter overall father. And then I have Wayne, who's the father of Montreal, and Cora, who's kind of my face guide. She helped me out a lot. Yeah, and Siriano. We love them. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so we're gonna get back on Brandon's vote for this first person, and then we'll move on to the next category. Okay. Cool. Sorry. Next competitor. Here we go. Yes! The Benettons know how to do it. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Okay, you go, Shailene. I feel you got something to say.
No, you go first. You go first, girl.
No, okay, fine. I'll go first. Okay. I met Artemis like throughout this summer too for one of our balls. And it was so fab to just have them. They're very they're on it, which is very cute. And I feel Butch Queen, Butch Queen in ballroom terms is like a queer male identifying queer person. And I find it like it's always harder, I feel like it's always harder to serve faces of Butch Queen. I don't know. I feel it's hard maybe because I find the difficulty in doing but yeah, I don't know. He's really I love his jawline, I love his features. It's super, he knows how to serve it, and he knows how to like get the right light. I think that's also from the last ball, from the water theme ball. He just knew the light. He just knew where the light was coming from, and I think that was really important for me. Yeah, so I think as for effect, for category alone, I'm giving him like a 10 for category for how he gave it, and for the effect, I also have a note that I didn't say but I forgot. This portrait of the forest effect was inspired by their ballroom name, Artemis, which represents the forest, the wilderness, the hunt, a perfect mix of Mother Nature and the essence of the House of Benetton. Come on, you better get that Miss America, like Miss Universe. Yeah, I thought the effect I really enjoyed the sentiment and the idea behind it. I just wanted to I wanted to push it a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like I know she's serving body, but also it's like we want to see the face, and I felt like there could have been a way to frame the body a little more with the look. So I'm gonna give them I'm gonna give them a nine, like a nine. Like it's almost great. Yeah. Hey Brandon.
Hey, sorry I had to step away.
It's all good. We'll get you in a second for the other vote, but we'll do. Are you ready to vote? Talk about your votes for the second one right now.
Yeah, absolutely. For the category itself, I'm gonna give them a 9, and then for the effect, I'm giving them a 7.
And then really quick, actually, just so we can, since we're on you, could we also get Haley? Oh, is that too much? Let's do it. Let's get Haley's too.
Yeah. So the category, I'm giving them a 7, and also for the effect, I'm giving them a 7.
Okay. Cool. Work. Great. Okay, Shailene.
So for Artemis, I love the effect. I love the intro. I thought that was just serving it. I gave them a 10 for the effect. And then for the category itself, I give them a 9. I thought it was really good. Loved the way they used the sun. I would have loved a couple of angles. He really served frontal, which is cute, but I want to see that profile. I want to see profile and looking back to the front. So
I thought he gave it in the end, though. No, you didn't think he gave that in the end?
He did, but the majority was frontal. I'm gonna say that.
Okay, I got you. I feel you. Okay, here we go. So we got another one coming up. Another Benetton, Cuerta. Ova. Oh my God.
That's what I want to see.
That was giving me, I love like the music in the background. The edit was giving me like old school 90s edit. I love these edits. It's my favorite. I feel we're going back to a time that I remember. That was so fab. Shailene, do you want to go first?
For me, it's 10s across the board. I love oh my God, the effect, the cat, like she knows it.
Yeah.
Face
Yeah. I feel that. Brandon?
Yeah, so I'm gonna score them 8s for both the category and the effect.
Work, yeah. I'm gonna give them a 10s as well. I'm gonna be like Shailene. I feel like I love the little chain moment. It gave me this idea of like tree hugger vibe, like this like callback to like protect the forest vibe. And I love the effect. I thought it was like kind of like updating this like a very political message in a way. And also her face is always on. So I really enjoyed that. Great. Okay. Next up.
These edits.
I know, I love the edit. This is the great thing about these submission balls, is like you can actually edit the house down on like your production submission, like so great. Brandon, I think you have something to say. Brandon's got something to say.
She did what needed to be done.
That's a legendary reference, y'all. If you don't not know, please watch it, binge it, eat it, get it.
It was so over because not only was there like face down, but also I love the creativity. So like bringing in like this new like avant-garde shape, giving you fresh picked flowers. Like it was absolutely a joy to watch. So like 10s across.
Love. Yeah, I felt like this is where I didn't see a profile in the face, which I wish I could have seen for them working their category. It was very frontal, and I got lots of teeth, but I feel like, which is cute, and like she's got the teeth, bitch. Like I don't have the teeth, so I won't be doing that, you know. So I think I'm gonna give her a 9 because of that. I feel it's like it's so close, but I just need to, especially for something so quick, and like we've seen you before, and you gave us a side face before, and like those elements to me are what like create like face category for me. So I'd love to see it. And then for effect, I loved what she did with like the flowers and everything. I wish they could have stayed in that grass moment. Like I didn't know why we were going into inside, and that's just a personal. I guess like if we're gonna carry that theme on, like don't tease me and have the grass and then like give us a wall. So I don't know if it was a technical thing, but I could have lived with just like that grass on the ground, which I really enjoyed. So just for that, I'm gonna give them an 8 for the effect.
9s across the board for me. I kind of agree with everything that Ralph said. Like she definitely did it. She served it. I love the edits. I even love the fast forward so we can kind of get the different facial expressions. I thought that was super cute. So that's a 9 for the category. And then for the effect as well. Like I really loved the flower crown she had going on. I thought that was super cute. But yeah, I don't know. I did see the first one, and the first one was like that gorgeous, water scene. So I think that the wall was kind of like, oh, sad. So it's a 9 for me. But she served.
And we just saw a note on the YouTube, and I feel like some people are saying that there is a thing of flowers. I believe those flowers are freshly cut. They might look crazy plastic. I believe they are real. We will get back to that later this week. We'll find out. We'll message the girls. It was Jay's like, it's plastic. Okay, well, these are our scores, and we thank you, audience. Next competitor. Oh my god! That was Solange worthy edit, effect, everything. I'm giving 10s. I don't have anything to say.
Okay, I'm gonna give a 10, effect a 10, 10, 10, 10. That whole, oh my god, the whole scene, damn.
I see, this is the thing. You want more. When we see something, a clip like that, we want more.
But that's just it. I want more. I want
the whole album video concept, hour long, full like Beyonce, like Black is King. Like I need all of that. I need the whole video, please. Thank you.
It was such a taste. It was such an intro. Like we got to keep going on that. And for that, I would actually give her a 9 for the cat, just because I felt like she was serving so much, but we didn't really see like the smile. She just smiled at the end, and I was like, "Give me more, girl!" And then like, so for the serve itself, I would say a 9, but like the face is sitting.
Okay, this is our last competitor, and then we're gonna find out really quick who our top 3 will be.
I got fame. Do you got fame? Give me the fame. I got fame. Now y'all know this ain't no community college lecture. If you wanna know about beauty, you gotta pay way more than just attention. Listen up. Beauty's what they want. Face it up to high. Y'all can't take the heat, the ace is broken. They're trying to come for me, the must be joking. I got
I hate Mew Mew. So can I take a? I'll do a quick story about Mew Mew because this is one of my children's. And I named them. I mean, I was wearing a Mew Mew jacket. A flex. Bitch, don't worry how I got it. It's okay. Got a Mew Mew jacket, and they're like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Oh, it's Mew Mew." And they're like, "What's that?" I'm like, "You're Mew Mew." They did not know the brands, and now she knows, and she will never forget. Mew Mew always sets it up for the girl. She always brings it always. Um, I'm gonna go last because I feel like that's my child, so I'm gonna go last just to like, yeah. Anyways, someone else go.
Brandon.
Wait, what? Wait, tens?
Tens.
Tens. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, tens. I would say tens effect. I would say category tens. Like she really did serve that. It was cute. That was a cute serve.
And it's fun. Like she smelled the little flower. She was like, she used her environment. Like that was great. Okay, so drum roll. Drum roll. Drum roll, drum roll. How do I do this again? Our winner for face is for first prize. That's $250. Is Mew Mew Visalia with a score of 60, perfect score, 10, 10, 10 to 10. Number 2 is Querta Benetton from Montreal. We got a score of 56. And we have Destiny as number 3 as for a score of 55. Yay! So the category prizes again are first, second, third is $250, $150, and $100. Yeah. So for y'all that are not from Canada, we will be messaging you as well, and also the people that are from Canada, how to get your monies. Yay! Monies! How did that feel, Brandon and Shailene? That was cute, eh?
It
was really cute.
Congrats to everyone that won though. Like I saw it. It was cute.
And I thought there was growth too, Brandon, right from the last one in a way. Which is what we want to see always. Oh, baby, you're muted, Brandon. You're muted.
Lols, and you can't see me talking because of my mask. But they definitely like picked up the production value. I feel like they brought the whole fantasy. Like they took in the scenery. They gave it everything. So for an online ball, I'm honestly shocked and so thankful for all the time the folks who watched Face put into their videos because it was stunning.
Great job, everyone. Yay. So we're going to take a little quick break in between our categories for our first performance by Skim and Dong. This piece called Can I is made by the two drag artists, Donganisa and Skim. They explore themes of memory, storytelling, and performance through the medium of video. Enjoy.
I remember being in kindergarten and my teacher asking me where my mom was. I answered Korea. She asked me when my mom would be back, and I said I didn't know. I didn't feel bad about it until I looked into my teacher's eyes.
I remember going to elementary school wearing my dad's hand-me-down polo shirts, and I wasn't embarrassed because I assumed it was the same for everybody else.
In elementary school, I invited a girl over to my house, and I remember specifically telling her not to go ring the doorbell, but instead go around to the back of the house and down the stairs because we lived in the basement. A kid in my class overheard and said, "You live in a basement?"
When I was 10 years old, poutine was special. After school, my mom would take my two brothers and I to the mall across the street. At the food court, I'd ask for poutine, but we'd end up sharing a plate of Chinese food instead.
There was a teacher strike in grade 5, and so my dad dropped my brother and I off at the library every day. And every day, Dad would give us money to buy lunch. We ate KFC for over a month because there was nothing else close to the library.
My dad taught himself how to cut hair, and he cut mine till I was 15. It's a shame that bowl cuts weren't in style back then.
I started to work part-time at the ball depot for my father when I was 13. I remember thinking it wasn't that bad. After working there for 4 years, I realized he never paid me minimum wage.
I remember needing something nice to wear to the Lady Gaga concert, so I hot glued dollar store rhinestones to a neon yellow t-shirt.
Moving to Armstrong with my dad, stepmom, and my brother meant my older brother didn't get his own room. He was sleeping in the living room next to the fire stove where it was either too hot or too cold or too smoky. I was given a room because I was a girl.
Because my family went without heat for a few months, my brothers and I slept together on a couch bed in the living room with a space heater.
I remember moving into my first apartment in Victoria and the joy I felt from having a place I could call home, but also the stress I had not knowing if I could continue to keep my scholarship, find a new job, and pay for living expenses.
I still owe my younger brother $500 for helping pay for my tuition when he was 17.
In my 5th year of university, I was also working for part-time jobs. I always felt like I never had enough sleep.
The day after my parents told me to never go to the food bank again, I googled, how much money can you get from selling your kidney?
I moved to Korea for the first time after university, and that's where I was able to experience free
I started
time.
drag with $15 in my bank
That's
account
when I was able to start drag.
because I truly could not wait any longer.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's really nice to see their story of how their drag really helped supported them, uh, finding their own selves. So yeah, I feel it's a great opportunity we have with the technology we have now to be able to tell these kind of stories and have time to really create a product that we can really be excited about instead of the liveness of sometimes perform or the issues that live performance can have in some ways. So I really appreciate that story and sharing. Thank you so much. So our next category is runway, and I'll talk about runway because I feel like I want to talk about runway. So I just want to see a girl walk. So like, so runway traditionally has two styles of runway. So I think today we might see both all American and European. And European traditionally is with the legs in front of each other, traditionally known as a more feminine type of walk. And then All-American is 2 legs on the side, similar to like a Tom Ford men's collection kind of walk. Yeah. So those are the kind of the vibes that we have traditionally. People do play in and out of it, but these are like the general breakdowns. We want to see your, legs do the talking, So yeah, here we go. First competitor. Godfather Polacco Siriano from Montreal. Yes. Okay, and a note that they want to share. The plants used in this video and accessories are plants ready to be put back into the earth from their spider plant. Therefore, they do not go to waste and have not been used to cut off. Yeah, they've not gone to waste. It's all being reused. Shailene, Brandon, do you have anything y'all want to say your scores?
Yeah, I guess I'll start really quickly. I would say for the category, I'm going to give their walk a 9. I think it was really gorgeous. I think there was like a lot of movement, and so it would have been nice to see a little bit more walk. That's the only reason it's a 9. And then the effect, like to hear the backstory, it also moved so beautifully. So I'm also going to give them a 10, to be honest. A spider plant, bio-friendly, I live for it.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Oh, Shailene, go ahead.
I was ready with my 10s.
This is part of your family. This is your house.
This is my godfather, but not even that. Like that walk was hot, and the reveal, I love that. I love the backstory. It's 10s for me.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna give 10 for the walk because undeniable. Polacco's walk for me is always undeniable. I do agree with you, Brennan. Though we could have seen a little more walk instead of movement. Like I would have just seen the stride, which they have a very beautiful stride in the walk. So, actually for effect, I'm gonna give it a 9, just because I felt like we saw this backdrop from the first round, and I just thought it could have pushed the green element a little bit further. You know what I mean? That's my only thing. The effect was I love the spider plant idea, that they're reusing their plants. I just felt like, I would have loved to seen it in a different scenery. Personally, like even if it is at a park or like, I don't know, just to bring in that greenness, yeah. There we go. Yay. Next up, we have Trey Flora. Woo! She did that with the hat. Okay, I have a chat. I have a little note for this submission. Unlike their water look, they used very little plastic in this where they used very little plastic. The forest look has absolutely no plastic. I'm assuming besides their underwear and their shoes. um, and they're saying this was definitely a challenge to get my creative juices flowing, and it was fun process to put together. So that to me, that gave me, y'all know those videos, those girls in like Asia and like I don't know. I want to say they're in the Philippines, but maybe there's some other like somewhere else parts. I don't know. I bet they're Filipino girl, but but they do the full on. They gave you the full on like hay from like the side. Some seaweed coming from like the water, a fish on their chest. Like it gave me that, so I was really into it. And I love the reveal, I love the little head tip. So I feel for effect, for me it's a 10 for the effect for sure. I feel for the walk, I would have seen, I just like, I just ah everyone's like so quiet. I'm like, I'm gonna give it a 9. I just feel like there could have been a little more conviction in the walk personally from what I like in a walk. But I love how they did a lot to serve it. I just would love to see a more of like a like lot more ownership in that walk. But you know what? Yo, I live and I love. I know Brandon. That is your child, so I know I see the work. And again, it's always like a good parent is like you train your children, you give them technique, but you also help of like what you know, and then also help them grow and build their own walk, their own performance, you know. And I think that's what's really important, which I think Miss Brandon does perfectly. So, do you want to say something? Oh, do you want? Let's let Brandon go last because that's the mother. That's the mama. Shailene.
Yeah, I would say definitely a 10 for the effect, for this the scenery. I thought that was hot. And then I would give a 9 for the walk. I kind of see what you're saying, a little bit more, yeah, a little bit more conviction. But it was a really good walk.
Maggie, yes, stunning. Honestly, it's tens for me. I think for me, I love a juicy walk. Everybody's different. So I think that in some strides, like it's nice to see a long stride. And yeah, I just think like with like the body, with the fit, it all works for me. So it's tens. Like I'm like I didn't even see it, so I'm just like gagging at that headpiece. I'm just like
That headpiece alone, I
Yeah.
live. It was beautiful. The effect was beautiful.
mm-hmm.
Great. So we got our next up. We got Isabella 007. I love Isabella. So I'm gonna go right away. I felt they have a beautiful height and like length to them naturally in their body, so I feel like it's very effortless. I thought there was actually a little too much happening in the body and torso where I couldn't appreciate their walk and just the stride, you know what I mean? So I would give their walk a 7 because I'm very particular about my runway. And the effect, oh, sorry. There is a note on the effect. Sorry, 1 second. My fault. Plants / top and accessories are made out of upcycled coffee sacks, huete fiber. Petals and leaves in makeup were grown on their balcony. Arbutus, geranium, wild rose, and sage. So for me, for utilizing those kind of elements alone, to me, I'm gonna give, but I think are really great. I just wish they pushed it further, especially for a runway look. For me, it's like it does look like a coffee sack. Like it looks like, you know, I would have loved to see it imagined or pushed further, you know, in some way. Where it could be maybe a little shawl. You could have had a little shawl or like a little you know, just something else to add to your walk, to support it a little more. So I'm gonna give the effect a 9. Next, Shailene.
Yeah, I would give the walk an 8 for me. I felt like their walk kind of started from the top down, whereas normally for runway, kind of want to see it from the feet, the hips, and then like up to carrying the body. I don't know. That's just, I'm not a runway girl, but that's just kind of like how I view runway. So I would give it an 8, and then, but I did like the effect, and I like that little backstory, you know, from the balcony. That's cute. So I'm gonna give it a 9.
Yeah, I agree with Shailene on like the walk. I think a lot of energies in like the upper body, which is I actually find really interesting, and I think it just maybe has to be honed in so that it's a little bit, it might give better effects for like ballroom runway. if it's a little bit more balanced, right? Because I think it's important to also note that on the model runways, at fashion capitals all over the world, you're going to see like such a wide variety of walks. So
Totally.
personally, I think their walk is absolutely stunning. But for this specifically ballroom, I think that I'm going to score them an 8 for the walk. I think it's really powerful, can be finessed a little bit. And then the effect, I'm going to say, honestly, a 10. I really enjoyed the silhouette. Even though it did give me very coffee sack vibes, I'm just like, I love a little room to breathe. And the backstory. So personally, that's my vote.
Alright. Great. We have 2 more up. Our next one is Romeo Visalia. What the Karl Lagerfeld closing Chanel? What the heck? Very that, right? It was very like, this is my little baby. What, Brandon?
That was so cute.
Oh my god. Okay, these last 2 are my children. I'm gonna go last, so I'll let y'all go in on it.
Brandon, you go first.
Like honestly, to me, the effect was definitely giving me like 10s. Like it was such a beautiful effect, very nature. The walk, I think, because like they were walking with a child, like there's still, it's just a difference of like leg length. So I think I would have liked to see more of a strut. And I think there's a way that could have happened. And just because I didn't see that, even though effect was so over to me, I'm gonna score the walk like a 7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was so cute. It was so cute, like with the kid, like yes. But honestly, I'm like, I don't even remember what happened. Like I was just distracted by the kid, which was cute. And like you could come in with the kid, but then maybe like I want to see your walk solo. Like what are you?
Push them aside.
like enter like, with the kid. Like, you gotta go now. Bye, girl. This is my stage.
I'm pissed.
No, it's adorable. It was adorable. But honestly, I'm gonna give them a 7 for the category, and then the effect. It was outdoors. It was cute. I can't really tell if that was eco-friendly or not, so I'm gonna go for an 8 on the effect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna give. So for the effect, for me, it felt like I love the baby. I love a good little baby gag. Goo goo gaga. That was very great. I love that. It's like, fashion. Like, that's a Karl Lagerfeld thing to do. Like, only he would do that because he's crazy. Like, he's like, why are you bringing a baby up in here? But it would have been, and I love the fairy idea, like nymphs and the forest. I just felt like these are things like where if we had a little bit of comments, just knowing like what they were going for a little bit, because none of that to me didn't look as like organic or coming from the earth as some of the other effects we saw earlier today. So I think for effect alone, I'm gonna give it an 8, because the baby helped a lot. I thought that was cute, but I'm gonna give the effect an 8. And for the walk, I honestly, no Sade, I do not remember most of that walk because that baby was so distracting. And for me, it felt like, and the little walk that I did see, I thought it was I couldn't see them as much of a walk. So I'm gonna also give a 7 for their walk. Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, our last competitor for runways, Miu Miu Visalia.
Then pop up the green eye style. Dolce Gabbana face us down. Buy the leaf to catch a bus downtown. Fresh and stuff just like the way I sound. Well, it's me out of the south and style. All female set up the batchy style. Turn the song up nice and loud. Turn me up.
Okay. Feel the moment. I'm gonna go last again. This is my child, so I'm gonna go last again.
Okay.
Thoughts.
Was there a note on the effect?
Sorry?
Was there a note on the
No,
effect?
there
No.
was not.
Okay. Okay. It looked like it was super eco. It looked really cute. I loved the whole thing. I would say the effect for me was a 10, and I would say the walk was really good. The side angle, like the profile, I really liked. I think that, yeah, I'm gonna give it a 9. I really liked the walk. It was a 9 for me.
Cool. I think Brandon, are you out there in the world? Brandon.
Yep. So for my score, I'm gonna give the walk a 9, and I'm gonna give the effect a 9 as well. Stunning.
Y'all are so nice to my children. I love y'all. Y'all are so nice. I'm so no shade. The walk was rushed to me. It was too fast to me. And I felt like the pose could have sat more. Like they could have taken more time in that side profile, get all the way so we can see the whole side.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just really particular about runway, and I like these are also my children, so I'm gonna be very particular because they should know better. So I'm gonna give for the walk. I'm gonna give an 8. I'm gonna give an 8 for the walk, and then for the effect, I'm gonna say I'm gonna give it a 9. Yeah. And so our final scores are gonna be 1 second. One. No. Yeah. So first, we actually have a tie for first, which we haven't thought about yet. So we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna we'll talk to everyone, but we have a tie for first, which is Polacco Siriano from Montreal, and Trey Flora, and then our third running up is gonna be Isabella.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're gonna get back to y'all about how we're gonna break down. We'll let y'all know via email how we're gonna break down that tie, because it's a 58-58 for the first two for Polacco and Trey, and we have a 51 for Isabella. I do want to acknowledge we also had Havoc Andromeda as our top 6, but unfortunately due to some circumstances they were not able to submit last minute. So thank you again, Havoc, for being a part of the ball. We're sorry we couldn't have you, but we'll see you again soon. Great, thank you everyone so much. That was Runway. Oh my god! And we have another performance to show you all. So before we start, I just want to introduce our next performers. The Darlings are a multidisciplinary non-binary drag performance collective based in Vancouver, BC. Their work challenges the boundaries of conventional dread and explores genderqueer, non-binary, and trans experience through the use of movement, poetry, performance art, theater, and immersive/interactive installation. The Darlings are comprised of Continental Breakfast, PM, Rose Butch, and Made in China. Enjoy!
Stop. With your feet on the air, your head on the ground. Try this trick and spin it. Yeah. Your head will collapse if there's nothing in it, and you'll ask yourself, where is my mind? Where is my mind? Where is my mind? Way out in the waters, it's swimming. I was swimming in the Caribbean. Animals were hiding behind the rock, except for little fish. But they told me swear trying to toss to me the wind. Where is my mind? Where is my mind? Where is my mind? Way out in the waters, it's swimming. With your feet on the air, your head on the ground. Try this trick and spin it, yeah. Your head will collapse if there's nothing in it, and you'll ask yourself, where is my mind? Where is my mind? Where is my mind? Way out in the waters, it's
Thank you so much, darlings. I love the darlings. Honestly, when Heather proposed doing a second ball, and like we have a budget for a performer, and like we need to have the darlings in this in some capacity. I just love their work, and really appreciate all the work they've been doing, even online through this whole pandemic. Yeah, thank you so much. Let's get the judges back in. Shailene, Brandon, videos up, please. Mic's on. Our next category is going to be runway. And actually, I would love to get, if Brandon is available, to get Brandon to talk about. Oh, sorry.
Performance?
The third category is vote performance. Sorry. Vote performance. Brandon, can we get you to
My
give a
video don't work.
Sorry?
My video doesn't work for some reason. It says it got disabled.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get your mute. Let's get you to just talk about Vogue performance. Are you cool to talk about the 5 elements?
Oh,
what you're looking for?
period.
Yeah.
Oh yes. So for Vogue performance, I'm personally looking for performance, because to me it's like, if you're walking Vogue performance, this is not Virgin Vogue. I should know. I should trust that you know your five elements. I'm looking for an entertaining time. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I come from for sure.
I feel today we might have a variation of both Old Way, New Way, and Vogue Femme. Can we talk about? Oh, well, Syria. Do you want to talk about Old Way really quick and New Way, Siriano? Do you want to talk a little?
Oh my
Do you want
God.
to say a little thing?
Okay, Old Way, Only Way. So Old Way was kind of the foundation of Vogue performance, yes, and it was really like poses, strength. Those were the kind of like the original performance girls. New Way has that flexibility. It's a lot quicker. Yeah. Anything else?
I mean, you already know Vogue Femme. Do you want to do a quick little Vogue Femme?
I would say Vogue Femme is kind of like the more modern version of voguing right now. It's kind of like the thing that you're like, when people think Vogue, they're gonna maybe go to Vogue Femme first, if they're not going to Madonna. But anyways, like they're gonna go to Vogue Femme first. So it's kind of like there's dramatics, there's soft and cunt, there's all of the different styles of Vogue Femme. But I'm an Old Way girl, so you can
And
stop.
then you have your 5 elements, right, Brandon? What are the 5 elements?
Yeah, and I also want to add that it's like, thank you for that, because that's such a good description. And then on top of that, I would add as well, like the fact that Black and Latinx trans women that were coming into the scene wanting to take up more space in the Vogue categories, they start femming this stuff up. So I think that like there's definitely like that deeper language and tone. So like terms like butch queen voguing, like a femme queen, like there's very much being able to like emulate these like iconic femme queens and the way that they made that change to Vogue Femme. But personally, like with Vogue Femme, yeah, catwalk, duck walk, spins and dips, floor performance, and hand performance, like being able to turn those out, ooh, it's so puss. I love it.
And I think it's a great thing you were saying too about how like Vogue Femme is a kind of the interpretation of performance from the trans community of the ballroom scene. And I feel like if you acknowledge also too like the Old Way, a lot of the shapes are quite masculine in its reference and its inspiration by popping and breakdancing too. So historically, it has a very like a masculine type of energy. So I really appreciate
too much space, huh?
Huh?
I said the gay boys tried to take up too much space, and the femme queen said,
Like,
oh no.
And you know what? No one does performance like Vogue Femme better than a femme queen. Like really, let's not. No shade. I'm always inspired by the girls, by the femme queens. Always. That is how I Vogue, and I was trained by one. Like. So, anyways, we can go on forever. That is not our TED Talk today. We are paying for that. So let's get our first competitor, Elena Paragon. They're from Arizona, I believe. Oh, Phoenix, sorry. Phoenix, here we go. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That Vogue was cute. That was very cute.
All right.
I love that. I love the Hannah-B beat always. That Hannah-B beat always gets me. So Hannah-B is a Vogue from Paris. Anyways, y'all get into it. SoundCloud, the house down on it. It's good. It's cute. I'll go first. I loved her Vogue. I'm gonna give the Vogue I'm gonna give the Vogue a 9. I'm gonna give the effect personally. I love the idea. I love the little. She we think in the same place. She put some plants in it, give you that frame. If you're not gonna go outside, I would love to see more on the inside. That's so like.
You better you deep like that. You said if you're not gonna give it on the outside, I want to see it in the heart, the corazón. You know what I'm saying? In the mind, baby. Bring it to me in my mind. Anyways, let me be dramatic.
Brandon, I love this. Is like I don't get to connect with Brandon or Shailene like in this type of way. So this is really cute. This is actually what we do at a judges. We'd be like, we would be doing. This is the actual key. Like, and you won't hear as a audience member out in the lower ends of the ball, but we'd be talking like this on the sides. Sorry. So
yeah, I'm gonna score their Vogue a 7, and I'm gonna score their Effect a 7. I think it was a really solid. Like, I know they knew their elements. I think I was looking for either more texture, more of a storyline, something to kind of bring me more into like their world. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that was fun though. I think their Vogue is great.
I'm gonna continue. Sorry, I forgot to put my effect. I'm gonna give them.
I just
it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. No, it's all good. I'll go effect is 7. So for me.
Yeah, I would agree. I felt like the effect. We always give shade to the performance girls for not giving the effect because they say the performance is the effect. But you could come out a little bit stronger for that. So I would give.
Thanks for the advice.
I would give the effect a 7. Okay, combos, and then I would give the Vogue a 7 as well. It was cute.
Cute. Next up, we've got Pikachu, Old Navy.
Work.
She better serve it the old way. We know this girl does old way, so. What? The chicken! Where's the chicken? Where's the chicken? Yes. Bam. Ova.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Shailene, correct me if I'm wrong, Shailene. Like the type of the old way that we see now too. Some of the shapes were also inspired by a specific ball called the War Ball, if I remember, and where the performers had to imitate being like in the war, like soldiers.
Yeah. There's definitely like that kind of like military aspect to the old way. I would say old way takes inspiration from like a lot of different kind of like movement forms, which I really love for that aspect. Yeah, that was hot. Come on, Old Navy. Okay. I'm gonna honestly, that's 10s across the board for me. Oh wait, okay, well, okay. Sorry. I really the 10s for the walk, 10s for the walk for sure. I love the scene. I would say maybe we could give a little bit more on the effect. So I'm gonna give a 9 on the effect. But the scene gave for sure. Like, come on, chickens. Where'd you get those from?
Where'd you get those from? Chicken. Chicken.
Yeah.
Go Brandon, you got it.
Okay, cute. For the walk, I'm gonna give them an 8. I feel like I love the old way shapes they were giving. I loved the movement. I think it could have had a little bit more of like the kind of like that popping effect, right? So really sitting into some of those poses that they were hitting. And then the effect, I'm also gonna give an 8. I think the scene itself was gorgeous. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna give them a 9 for the effects because I think it was honestly such a fun visual space. And so yeah.
I see that there. Pikachu wrote that there's a note about the effect. Do you have?
Oh
that?
yeah. Sorry. Oh my god, that's my fault. Sorry. I messed it all up. I messed up also Ilani. So let's work on Pikachu, and there's a note from Elena Paragon from Phoenix. So Pikachu said, "My effect is made out of a vine called Virginia Creeper, which is naturally found in Ontario and Quebec. While not technically considered an invasive species, the Virginia Creeper is an aggressive plant that can easily cover ground and prevent sunlight for the over plants to grow."
Rawr, rawr.
Rawr.
That's spicy.
Cute. Okay. Are there any changes for votes because of that, or are y'all like okay? So I'm gonna go. I agree with you, Brendan, as well. And I feel like the transitions, I also noticed this, it was better from the last video, from the first submission. But for me, for Old Way, I'm sure Shailene can talk about this too, like the transitions are paramount. Like from one pose to another, how you sit, how you I feel that could be a little refined a little bit more. So I'm gonna give for the category, I'm gonna give them an 8 for that. And then actually I really love the effect. I also love the effort in that top view that gave me that alone was already enough for me to give the 10. So like that was, I know we're talking about the effect as the wearing, but also for me, if they're able to go outside and do that extra layer, and then the fucking chickens, the chickens added, you know what I mean? Like they added to it. They gave us like, you want to farm somewhere out in like little old like what part of, where's Quebec? What's a country name in Quebec? A country area? I don't know. Like Gatineau, that's in Ontario. I don't know. Anyways, somewhere far. That has a French name.
In Quebec.
That place.
Oh God. Bitch, I don't know.
Anyways, that was so fab. I love that fact. And then sorry, I want to actually I'll comment on Paragon, the girl from Phoenix, what they wrote. My housemates helped me handcraft my flower crown. The plants are real on the sides of the frame to create forest-like environment in the middle of the hot Arizona desert. I was also able to thrift a floral green leafy dress from my neighborhood Goodwill for just $5. Great. That didn't shift my vote, but thank you so much.
Good to know.
Next up, we have Katya Vasalia, all the way from Calgary.
Woo, woo, woo.
Big fat pussy, Mufasa. Meow, bam, 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 bam. Ready, let's go. Hey, pussy say, hey, don't call me your B. What I wanna see, just give me the D. Cause A, B, C, D, my alphabet is all. Pussy say, hey, don't call me your B. What I wanna see, just give me the D. Cause A, B, C, D, my alphabet is all. Oh, girl, wine for the cocky like a bicycle. Wine for the cocky like a bicycle. Wine for the cocky, wine. Drop up a pump.
Yes. This is my child, so I'm gonna go last again.
Okay, Brandon, you go first. Oh, girl, you're busy.
I'm gonna go last, actually.
Okay, go last. Sorry, I'll go first. Great, I'll go first. I love Katria's Vogue personally, and I know they're going through some hard stuff right now the past few weeks, and so I really appreciate them putting the effort and putting this video up and putting the work in. I would say for the Vogue, I just felt like it could have gone a little bit further, so I'm gonna give it a 9 for the Vogue. And then for the effect, even though I love the outdoors, I feel I could have seen more forest. So this is an element where I was like, I didn't see any green. You know, we didn't see any greens on the bodies, and like, you know, and that could have been the extra layer, or even like, I know voguing without your shoes disgusting, but I mean, it could have given us that earth vibe, you know, like bringing it to the earth, you know. You're trying to feel that, right? So I'm gonna give the effect a 7.
Cute. Yeah, I would say the Vogue was cute. That's a fierce beat, so like you gotta be coming out with that beat. And I felt like it was a little bit timid. It was a little bit kind of like held in, which was cute, but they definitely had, I thought the elements, they served them. So I'm gonna say an 8 for the Vogue and then an 8 for the effect.
Yeah. I'm gonna get that mirror, same score, 8 and 8. But yeah, they did a stunning job. I love the energy. Like you said, Shailene, I think it's important, right? Face with a mask. I think it's important to note that like that you get to choose the song as someone who's like walking, right? So it's like if you're gonna pick a fire song, you know, it's good to note like that to recognize different Vogue music, right? So like some beats are gonna be soft and cut, some beats are gonna be more dramatics or whatever. So I think that was a really good note.
Next up, we have Siza 007, all the way from the Philippines. Okay, everyone, can I acknowledge how all the judges did this at the same time at the end of her dip? That means we were feeling it. We were riding the story, the narrative that she was giving, and we all were feel at the same time. You know, we did clicks. So I give 10s across personally. See, that for me is like she brought it inside, even though she didn't go on the outside. You know, she gave you the little tree effect, like the little bridge, but then she also added the thing, and yeah, that was great. I really enjoyed that. 10s for me. 10s for both.
She has notes. She has notes.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Oh my God, I'm the worst.
Yeah.
Siza, it kind of breaks my heart to cut a few stems in my mom's plants, but I made sure to choose plants that are stem cutting so I can plant them again after using it as a costume. I also have limited space and we can't really go out right now, so yeah, I hope you all enjoyed my performance. Thanks, Siza. And Siza is also the mother of the Mizrahi chapter in the Philippines.
Wow, that was so fun to watch. The energy, like after, the energy matched the music. And it's like the bounce was right. The one note. I think there was one dip that didn't quite hit. But beyond that, the energy was everything. Did anyone else catch that? I think it was the first dip that just didn't quite hit. But
yeah.
So I think my score for the Vogue is going to be a 9 because it was good energy. And then the effect, I'm gonna give a 9.
Come on, women's performance. I thought I did catch it, but I felt like it was still 10s across the board for me. 10s for the effect. I loved hearing that little side bit. Oh my God, cute. She's gonna reuse them. I love that. And yeah, knowing that she couldn't go outside, I was like 10s. And the performance for me was hot.
Yeah, I feel like I was waiting to see if she does another dip, if it was like a musical edit or not. And then I think she made it up for that last dip because she really made us like feel it. And like we rode that roller coaster and I really enjoyed. She made up for it for me.
Me too.
Okay, we have 2 more. We have to go. Here we go. The switch, they follow the camera, they're like, oh.
That was really cute.
That was really cute.
Also, that was like hella a level up from last time, no?
Yes, very.
Mm-hmm.
She took the notes, she got the notes. Thoughts? Scores, Shailene Brandon.
Oh, I guess I can go real quick. For the Vogue, I'm gonna give them a 9 as well. I think the energy was really fun, and it was still giving me a little bit virgin, but it was still like I could see that level up. And I think with that spin is what kind of brought me back. So it's kind of like balancing that stuff out as well. And then for the effects, was that the same? Was that it was a similar silhouette to the one I saw earlier, I think.
Similar to the runway, yes, similar.
Similar to the runway effect, yeah. So I think for that reason, it was outdoors, it was cute. I'm also gonna give the effect. Was there a note for that one or anything?
No, not for the last 2, no.
Okay, I'll give them a 9 as well.
I thought the Vogue was cute. It seemed a little bit timid still. It seemed a little bit held back, but I do love a spin and dip. I do, and I thought that was cute. So I'm gonna give it an 8 for the Vogue. And for the effect, I'm gonna give it an 8 as well. I did appreciate the scenery.
Yeah, I felt like for me too, I felt like they started off it felt like very timid in the beginning for the Vogue. And I thought that especially that song, like, dun, 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 God. Like, I want to see like full on hands. And also with video submissions, I feel like the content of the like where our eyes are just shifts how we see the performer. So it felt very down, it felt very like low. So even if you tilted the head a little bit more, it could have given the idea of like confidence. You know what I mean? It's those little things. So I would say for the Vogue, but I love a spin and dip, and it was really cute. They got on the beat. So I'm gonna say I'll give a 9 for the performance, and then I'll give the effect. I would give them. I love it was like I think that was Stanley Park, which is like beautiful forest area in the city. I think I'll give them an 8 for their effect. Yeah. And we have our last competitor of the night. Yo.
Hey. Now gimme. You gotta fight. Hello Kitty drop. Yeah. Hello Kitty drop. Whoop whoop. Kiki. Give me what I want right now. Give me what I want. Give me what
She hit it.
Wow. Oh, the energy.
Energy.
Dang. I'm like, that's giving me energy Visalia vibes. Okay.
Mew energy.
Mew energy Visalia.
I'll go really quick because I feel like I know how to. I feel like the Vogue for me, it gave me a 10 for the Vogue just because the energy was very on and I was very entertained the whole time. The effect, because it was a repurpose of the runway and nothing was added on to create that illusion. I'm gonna give it an 8.
Yeah, I'm gonna the Vogue was hot. The Vogue, I really like that. The dramatics, the hair, I love it. I think that's a 9 for me. Again, if you're gonna walk 3 cats, you gotta have 3 different looks for me. Sorry, like I love that you got in for all.
Just switch it up, right? Just like bring it, put the bow on your head. I don't know, make it a scarf. I don't know.
Yeah. You gotta give us something. So I'm gonna say an 8 for the effect.
Period. Yeah, for the Vogue, I'm gonna give her a 9, and then for the effect, I'm also gonna give her an 8. Excuse me.
Fab. Drum roll. We have our top 3 for our final category. Our first winner is all the way from the Philippines, Siza. Siza 777. Number 2, bitch, $250 in the Philippines. Convert that, y'all. That's a lot of coin. That's a whole 2 months rent. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. And then second up is Pikachu Old Navy from Montreal. And then our third is Mimi Visalia. Yay! Awesome.
Visalia.
Mew Energy Visalia.
I'm always gonna call her that every time I see her at the ball. What's goody?
What's goody energy?
Exactly.
Thank you all so much. I want to say thanks to our lovely judges, Shailene, Brandon, our ASL, Melanie. I want to thank Heather. Thank you. I want to thank Heather, Anna, Amanda for editing the video. Our audience that came out to watch us today. This will live online, so if you want to watch it again, share it with your friends. It'll be on the Vines website, on their YouTube, and also be on the Van Vogue YouTube some other day as well. I do want to say Vines is still going. So the festival we have, Vines Arts Festival, is still happening. We have sonic performances and recordings that can be played by Apple Podcasts that are available. We have online video performances, fluidity and resilient roots. To find out more about the festival, visit vinesartfestival.com. Thank you all so much. Thank you, everyone. Love you all. Bye, Shailene. Bye, Brandon. Bye, Melanie. Bye, everyone. Have a great night.
Oh, wait. What are we going to do for runway?
Sorry?
Did we figure something out for runway?
Oh, yes. Update for the runway. We were able to add an extra $100. So both Thai people will both get $250
Okay.
Heather. Thank you, Heather. So they get the coins. They share the and it's also because they tied for the round 1 as well. So
Okay.
you just gotta give it.
Wow. Thank you, Vines. That's hot.
Thank you all so much. Have a great night. Oh, sorry, Brandon. What?
I said, well, it was more hypey last time, but I said, shout out to motherfucking Vines.
Yay. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Goodbye. Bye.